Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, with you whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under your deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Clerk, proceed.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Clerk, proceed.
Order number 3, messages.
Proceed.
Order number 4, petitions.
Proceed.
Order number 5, papers.
I call upon Honorable Clerk, proceed.
Order number 6, notice of motion.
I call upon Honorable Nzioka, Majority Leader, to proceed. Give you notice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Notices of motion. A, Honorable Speaker, that aware that the Committee on Appointment is established under the provision of Standing Order number 181, Sub-Order 1, whose composition consists of the Speaker, who shall be the Chairperson, the Deputy Speaker, the Leader of the Majority Party, the Leader of the Minority Party, the Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, the Deputy Leader of the Minority Party, and not more than 4 other members nominated by the House Business Committee on the basis of the proportional party membership in the Assembly, taking into consideration the numerical strength of the parties and interest of independent members. Honorable Speaker, aware that the Assembly parties proposed members to serve in the Committee on Appointment, which were thereafter nominated by the House Business Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of the motion that, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order number 184, Sub-Order 1, this House approves the appointment of the following members to the Committee on Appointments, in addition to those specified in the same Standing Order. The Honorable Winfred Mutua, the Honorable Francis Kitaka, the Honorable Brian Kisila, and the Honorable Peter Kilonzo.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
call upon Mheshimiwa Honorable Nsioka to give the statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Two statements. A, statement on the business of the House. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met on Monday, 3rd October 2022, to prioritize business for the House as forwarded by committees and honorable members pursuant to the provision of Standing Order Number 151, Suborder 6D. The committee balloted as follows. 1, Tuesday morning, 4th October 2022 at 10 a.m. A, motion on approval of membership of the Committee on Appointment. B, procedural motion on varying nomination of members to sectoral committees. C, motion that the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the address of the Governor delivered on the 27th September 2022. Number 2, Tuesday afternoon, 4th October 2022 at 2:30 p.m. Motion on approval of report of Selection Committee on appointment of members to committees. And B, motion on adjournment of the House.
Next order.
Order number 8, approval of the Committee on Appointments membership.
Honorable Nsioka, kindly move the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Motions, approval of Committee on Appointment membership. Honorable Speaker, that aware that the Committee on Appointment is established under the provision of Standing Order Number 184, Suborder A, or Suborder 1, whose composition consists of the Speaker, who shall be the chairperson, the Deputy Speaker, the Leader of the Majority Party, the Leader of the Minority Party, the Deputy Leader of the Majority Party, the Deputy Leader of the Minority Party, and not more than 4 other members nominated by the House Business Committee on the basis of the proportional party membership in the Assembly, taking into consideration the numerical strength of the parties and interest of the independent members. Honorable Speaker, aware that Assembly parties proposed members to serve in the Committee on Appointment, which were thereafter nominated by the House Business Committee. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that, pursuant to the provision of the Standing Order Number 184, Suborder 1, this House approves the appointment of the following members to the Committee on Appointment, in addition to those specified in the Standing Order. Number 1, the Honorable Winfred Mutua. 2, the Honorable Francis Kitaka, the Honorable Brian Kisila, and the Honorable Peter Kilonzo. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would request the Leader of the Minority to second the motion.
Leader of the Minority, please proceed. I now propose the question that, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order Number 184, 1, this House approves the appointment of the following members to the Committee on Appointments, in addition to those specified in the same standing order. Honorable Winfred Mutua, Honorable Francis Kitaka, Honorable Brian Kisila, Honorable Peter Kilonzo. I now invite members to debate the motion. Members, the floor is yours. Mheshimiwa Ndawa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, representing the great people of Matu. Madam Speaker, I stand before the House to support the motion before this House on the basis of the urgency. Madam Speaker, as you are aware, the government has 3 arms. We have the legislature, we have the executive, and the judiciary. And for the case of Machakos, we have 2 arms. That is the county executive and the county assembly. Madam Speaker, the 2 arms have to work hand in hand because each arm depends on the other arm. Madam Speaker, the arm of the executive, as per now, is not complete because we only have the governor and the deputy governor. We don't have CECs in place and we don't have COs in place. So that means if we don't approve this report, we will not be able to proceed in ensuring that we have CECs and COs in office. Madam Speaker, I'm aware the governor was supposed to submit a list of nominees to the position of CECs, and I believe the report must have reached your office. Madam Speaker, it is the role of the Assembly to approve those members. And for the members or for the Assembly to do so, the names must be interviewed by the committee we are talking about here. So, Madam Speaker, I'm requesting the honorable members present to agree with the report so that we can pave way for the process to start. Because as it is now, not moving. There is what we call in English embargo. There is an embargo. So let us remove this embargo so that we can have a complete executive. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ndawa. Anybody else any honorable member to contribute? Mheshimiwa, yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Stephen Mwande, representing the great people of Kalakala. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support the motion that there is a dire need for this House to approve this appointments committee to pave way for the what much more has just Honorable Dawas just said, that there is a need to start the exercise of vetting the CECs that will be presented before the House, County Secretary, and any other position. And if you look at the list that has been submitted, I also believe it has considered various political parties and interests of members. So I stand to support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you, DS. I now put the question that pursuant to the provisions I'm sorry about that. I now invite the mover to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would honestly want to thank members of the County Assembly for supporting the motion. Of course, without the appointment committee, it would be very difficult, to employ the CECs and the CEOs. So it's good that we are facilitating the other side of the government, that the executive, to enable them to perform their duties. Honorable members, thank you very much.
Thank you. I now put the question that pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 184 and 184.1, this House approves the appointment of the following members to the Committee on Appointments in addition to those specified in the same Standing Order. Honorable Winfred Mutua, Honorable Francis Kitaka, Honorable Brian Kisila, Honorable Peter Kilonzo. As many as are of the opinion say ayes. As many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order, clerk.
Order number 9, motion, procedural motion on varying nomination of members to sectoral committees.
May I call upon Honorable Nicholas, Majority Leader, and Machakos Central Ward to move the motion. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Procedural motion on varying nomination of members to sectoral committees. Honorable Speaker, aware that the Committee on Selection is mandated to nominate or substitute members to serve in committees, save for the membership of the House Business Committee and Committee on Appointments, pursuant to Standing Order number 152, Sub-Order 2, aware that the committee is in the process of nominating members to serve in various committees of this Assembly, aware that Standing Order number 154, Sub-Order 3, provides that no member shall be appointed to serve in more than 2 sectorial committees, except as the Assembly may otherwise resolve on recommendation of the Committee on Selection for reasons to be stated. Aware that in nominating members to committees, the committee encountered the challenge of not able to fill all the 13 slots in sectorial committees, and the exercise would have left some committees lacking members to the extent of lacking quorum. Further, aware that the committee encountered few slots in select committees, thus unable to nominate each member in at least one select committee. Aware that the committee observed that if allowed to nominate some members to 3 sectoral committees, all members will be able to get almost equal number of committees, and this will ensure balance and fairness. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that pursuant to Standing Order number 154, Sub-Order 3, this Assembly approves the Committee on Selection appoints some members to serve in 3 sectoral committees to ensure fair distribution. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I now call upon the Honorable Whip to second the motion.
Honorable Whip, proceed. Not?
I'm well guided that he's not a member of the selection committee. Sorry. so I call upon the minority leader to second the motion.
Thank you. I now propose the question that pursuant to Standing Order number 154.3, this Assembly approves the Committee on Selection, that the Committee on Selection appoints some members to serve in 3 sectorial committees to ensure fair distribution. I now invite members to debate the motion. Mheshimiwa Ndawa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Again, I'm Judas Ndawa, the MCA representing the great people of Matu. Madam Speaker, I stand to support the motion which has been brought by my dear brother here, Honorable Majority Leader. Honorable Speaker, the issue before us has been a stumbling block to the committee on this election. And why I'm saying so, if we go by what the standing orders say, no member will belong to more than 2 sectoral committees. Madam Speaker will be opening a lacuna 152.2. We will be opening a lacuna, or will be creating a situation whereby the committees will not be having quorum. And as you are aware, Madam Speaker, the Assembly works through committees. And if we don't have quorum, the committee cannot have a legal capacity to transact any business without the requisite quorum. Madam Speaker, why we have brought this motion before the House is to remove that stumbling block so that the selection committee can go ahead and table the list of nominees in the various committees. I'm very sure if the committee goes as per the standing orders, we will have a lot of fight in this House because every member is entitled to at least have 4 committees. And if we go by this, members will not be able to get 3 or 4 committees. So we are kindly requesting the honorable members present. I'm requesting the honorable members present. Kindly let us not waste a lot of time on this. Just give a green light so that we can be able to move. Because if we don't approve this, it means now the report of selection will not come to this House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have been very keen and listening to the debate that is ongoing. And it looks like the leader of majority was faced with a challenge when he went to apportion members to the committees. And I think this challenge was actually brought in by our standing orders. So now, procedurally, when the leader of majority is faced with this challenge, it is upon the House to look at where the problem is. And the problem here is with the standing orders. So I do not know, with your advice, Madam Speaker, whether it is good or whether it will be prudent for us to go ahead and say that we open without having to change the standing orders, because that time we'll now be breaking the standing orders that also govern us. We're having a challenge with the standing orders that govern us. It's actually very interesting, Madam Speaker, because I'm meeting this standing order for the first time. I have been in this House for now long enough to be actually called a father of this House, I remember. Just a minute, Madam Speaker, I wish I could finish this. This is the first time I'm seeing this, and it looks like these standing orders were actually changed. Whether it was procedural, I do not know.
The information.
Okay.
Yeah, kindly.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I agree with my brother, Honorable Ngonga, but the same standing orders has given a leeway that with the leave of the House, members can be placed in many committees. So that is information I just want to give Mheshimiwa.
I have no problem with that, Madam Speaker. I have no problem with that. The only thing that I wanted us to guard against is where we are going to use our numbers to muscle against our standing orders. Standing orders, Madam Speaker, you must realize that this is a house of procedure, is a house of rules, and when we have a rule that governs us, that rule must be circumnavigated in the right way. So if Mheshimiwa, leader of minority, says that there is a way out, I have no problem with that. But I do not want that way out to be a wall that we are breaking. Because tomorrow, that same wall will be used by other people to also muscle the same standing orders that we so guard. So again, Madam Speaker, looking at what the leader of majority is saying, time is of essence. Time is of essence because, of course, this is now, I think, third month since we were elected. And we have become, actually, Madam Speaker, I was looking at my payslip the other day, and I was very surprised to see the pay that came around. And you know, for members to be able to earn, they must also work, and we work through committees. So if we have not these committees, Madam Speaker, then that means we are going to disemploy ourselves. Actually, we are actually disemploying ourselves. So I want to support the leader of majority to move the speed and apportion members to these committees. But care must be taken to ensure that at least standing orders are not broken. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. On the issue of standing, just a minute. On the issue of standing orders being amended, I don't think it's necessary because, first of all, there is a proviso that gives us leeway to enlarge the distribution. Yeah, so that matter is settled. Mheshimiwa Felix, you can make your contribution.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Felix Ngoi, representing the people of Katangi. And Madam Speaker, I'm standing to support the motion that the majority leader leading the committee on selection be given a leeway to appoint members in more than 2 committees. Initially, I wanted to raise on a point concerning our standing order, number 1, that gives the Speaker an express authority to give a direction on our standing orders where it is not properly guided. And in that regard, Madam Speaker, I want to say that there's a saying by the English people that the law is meant to serve people, not the people to serve the law. So in this matter, I would request that we bend the law, or else allow the majority leader and the committee to go ahead and apportion members to different sectoral committees. Mr. Speaker, let me finish, please.
Okay.
Madam Speaker, sorry.
Wait, just 1 minute. Let him finish. Stand on him.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Okay. I want to request the House to approve that this House, the Committee on Selection, be given an authority to appoint members to to more than 2 sectoral committees, so that members can be able to deliver on their mandate. I want to believe that most of the business of this House is generated or is done at the committee level. And when we do not have quorums in the committees, that means that the members will be denied an opportunity to execute their mandate. So I support that we move ahead and allow them to allocate members to more than 2 sectoral committees. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I want to bring to your attention that I've already handled the issue of large or distribution, and that matter is settled. We don't need to keep on shouldn't come up again. I feel if you want to contribute, just contribute to support or not support. Okay? Honorable Buba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my hand. My name is Charles Mbuva, representing the people of Kangundo West in this House. From the onset, let me say I support the motion. Having had an opportunity, courtesy, and let me first of all thank the Wiper Democratic Party for being courteous and magnanimous to consider members of this House who are independents and single-member parties. We got opportunity to sit in the Committee of Selection, courtesy of Wiper Democratic Party donating one of their positions. And the members of our caucus that exists in this House, that brings together the independents and single-member parties, PTP and UDA, gave me that opportunity to represent them in the selection committee. Madam Speaker, we as the independents and single-member parties were the people who faced the risk of missing even opportunity to get a committee because we didn't qualify when slots were being shared according to party strengths. Those members who belong to my caucus were not qualifying. We did not have a position that we qualify to give a member of a committee. So we were relying on donations. We were relying on donations from the parties who qualified. And I want to thank the Wiper Democratic Party again. Allow please.
Maybe we can get the information first. Okay, Mheshimiwa Lucky can say.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And as I continue thanking the great people of Matungulu West, I would like to request the House whether the member is in order, because according to what he's saying, he's preempting what the selection committee did, and it is yet to be discussed. Is the member in order, please? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Maybe, I hope you're not contributing to the issue of proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think in addition to what Honorable Whip is saying, it is also good for Honorable Mbuva to be informed that choices have consequences. When you chose to run alone, or when you chose to go to a small party, choices have consequences. Because big parties were there, and this is a payback time, my brother. So this you must get to know.
Thank you. Honorable Monga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I also want to involve Honorable Bova. Is it Mbova or Mbuva? Whichever. But it is the member who was contributing before he was interrupted. Madam Speaker, I want to involve in that. It's not a favor which was done by the bigger parties. It is their right, and it is enshrined in Standing Order 154-2. And if I may be allowed, I can lead, Madam Speaker.
No, it's not necessary.
It is not necessary.
No, it's not necessary.
But
Just
my brother, read the Standing Order 154, sub under 2. It's not a favor. It's your right.
he's guided. Yeah, and I want to guide you through how you finish. Support the motion only.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand guided. Maybe because of my Christian values, I felt I was very thankful. I just felt obliged. You just forgive me for for being very thankful.
That's okay.
I would not wish to go to the merits or the details of what happened in the selection committee. I'm very careful not to go there. I just wanted to be on record that some parties showed a lot of magnanimity, and we are very grateful. We are going to benefit from the benefits of this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, members. I'll now call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I would really want to thank the members for allowing the committee on selection to, work for the benefit of all the members in the House. Mheshimiwa Ngonga has rightly put it that without the committees, we will not be working and then will not deserve any pay. So as we prepare to bring the report in the afternoon, I really want to thank the members for giving us the leeway to proceed as we have requested. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I now put the question that pursuant to Standing Order number 154-3, this Assembly approves that the Committee on Selection appoints some members to serve in 3 sectoral committees to ensure fair distribution. And as many as are of the opinion say ayes. And as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay. Ayes have it. You have the next order.
Order number 10, the thanks of the Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the address of the governor delivered on 27th September 2022.
I call upon Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Majority Leader, to proceed from there, introduce the debate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable members, you remember that on the 27th September 2022, Her Excellency the Governor did address this House. And today we will continue on the debate of Her Excellency's speech or address to the House. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I now call upon honorable members to debate on the governor's speech. The floor is yours, members. Honorable Ndeti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand here to comment on the governor's speech. Personally, I wish to thank the Assembly for having given us this speech a few days before the debate. I'm sure we have all read it. And looking at it, Madam Governor, Her Excellency Wavinya Ndeti, has captured a manifesto because most of the areas that she has put in her manifesto are captured in her speech. I like the fact that she has put a lot of emphasis on very crucial sectors of our economy, and especially when we talk of Machakos, water is an issue. She has put a lot of emphasis on water. She has put a lot of emphasis on agriculture, education, and without having to mention all, because there is still room for every member of this House to debate on the same, I am happy with the speech, with our manifesto, and I am sure if whatever is put in that speech is going to be implemented, the people of Machakos are going to be a very happy lot. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ndeti. More contributions? Honorable Paul.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my eye. Madam Speaker, I keenly listened and read the governor's speech and was happy that the three pillars upon which she based her development agenda, the pillar of food security, socioeconomic welfare, and infrastructure, are very key issues that touch on our people's lives on a daily basis. On water, for instance, there's a process that is ongoing of desilting dams. She has intentions of doing wares and distribution of water that is in our boreholes. Health, we have seen that she has already started movement towards purchasing and safeguarding, trying to safeguard the medicines that are purchased. Agriculture, though we live in a county that is classified as semi-arid, we are in the process, she's in the process, or the executive is in the process of distributing seeds. And although the speech was very nice and touched on various aspects of lives of our people. There is something that I felt missed on one on health. When we met the speaker, the governor, as elected members sometimes back, she had promised that we would have a subsidy or some form of support in the form of a national insurance fund for our people, especially the aged. So I felt that was missing, and that is a very integral part of service provision in terms of health to our people. On agriculture, we have a very useful resource, that is the Athi River Athi, that cuts across large parts of our county. And I felt that we needed to support our people more, so that we also improve on food security and also income generating ventures for our people. And I would suggest that we seek possibilities of having technologies such as hydrums for organized groups that would work along the river to bring to increase food security for our people. On education, she elaborated on baby cares, feeding program for our kids, and the bursary program. However, there is a very serious section of our population that is going to waste because they have not gained skills that can help them in their lives. And this is where the polytechnics lie, which is a county government function. And I feel personally that this county government should work very hard to develop, equip, and have sufficient human resource for our polytechnics, so that our youths and people who want to learn can get essential skills to enable them become productive. I also would propose that we develop schools for people living with disabilities where possible. When I was campaigning, Madam Speaker, I realized that, for instance, in Kibaoni, there are a lot of people living with disabilities who cannot get education because we don't have specialized schools for them. Madam Speaker, on education, finally, the county has employed ECD teachers, but not sufficient to cover all our schools. And therefore, I would also urge the executive to work harder towards achieving 100% employment of our teachers. About our markets, it has always been my belief that these markets that generate income for the county, all those markets should get services from our county government. And I would urge the executive to ensure that in markets where we pay taxes, we get services such as cleaning and public toilets. Those are nitty-gritties which the executive can work on. Finally, on the pending bills, which I'm very sure at some point this House will discuss, a lot of audit needs to be done both on paper and on ground, so that we know where we are and so that the county pays what it's supposed to pay. Otherwise, I feel that the intentions of the governor are very good. She has the feeling of the people in her heart, and I'm very sure with the support of this House, we will do a lot. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you too, Honorable Member. Honorable Honorable Ndawa, then Honorable Douglas later.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Again, I'm representing the great people of Matu. Madam Speaker, I will start by saying the address of the governor was the best, according to my assessment. Of all the addresses that have been given, I want to classify this as the best, because why I'm saying so, in that speech, all what is happening on the ground is exactly what is captured in the governor's speech. Madam Speaker, the governor almost touched all the sectoral, all the departments that are bestowed to the county government. Madam Speaker, from the speech of the governor, he talked about health, he talked about water, land, trade, agriculture, and so forth. Starting with the issue of health, Madam Speaker, the governor is passionate about this important department called health. Madam Speaker, the issue of health is provided for in Article 43 of the Constitution, and it is not given as a privilege. It is given as a right by the Constitution that every Kenyan is entitled to the highest standard of health. And that is where the governor is basing. From that article, the governor is ensuring that every resident of Machakos gets the highest standard of medical health or medical support. So, Madam Speaker, on health, I want to give the governor 100%. 1/100%. She talked about ensuring that we decongest Machakos level 5 hospital. And from the speech, the governor intends to ensure that all the level 4 hospitals are well equipped, are well stocked, and with enough staff, so that some of the reasons that bring patients from other sub-counties to Machakos level 5 can be addressed down there at level 4. Again, she went further and said there will be a level 3 in every ward. So it means that the services will be brought down to the people. So the governor is very much concerned about the issue of the essence of the devolution, because the essence of the devolution was to take services closer to Mwananchi. I don't want to talk much about health because all has been said. On issue of water, Madam Speaker, from the Constitution, Article 43(1)(d), it says that every Kenyan is entitled to clean and safe water. And Part D of it says, and in adequate quantities. What does that mean? It means if you consume 10 liters a day, you are entitled to be given that 10 liters. That is what the Constitution says. And I can see my governor here is very much concerned about ensuring that the residents of Machakos get water. From the speech, Madam Speaker, the governor talked about RRI, Rapid Resort Initiative. And as we talk on the issue of Rapid Resort Initiative, that is the work that is supposed to be done within the first 100 days. Madam Speaker, we want to report here what the governor taught us in this house is exactly what is happening on the ground. We have grinders in every sub-county, operational. So work is going on. We have dozers and excavators desilting our other dams in almost all the sub-counties. So from the speech of the governor, this proves that she concentrate much on work, not talking, because what she say is exactly what she's doing. Madam Speaker, one of the issues that was raised by Governor that I was willing to hear and I was very keenly to hear is about the issue of Ward Development Fund. Madam Speaker, in 2014, this Honorable House enacted what we call Machakos County Ward Development Fund, number 2 of 2014. And it also proposed that we have Ward Development Fund committees that was supposed to man the funds. The governor made a promise before this house that she's going to work and ensure that this act is operationalized. And I want to say, echo to the governor for that promise. I know whatever she tells us, it will happen. Madam Speaker, on issue of education, she said that there is a class of people, of kids. She promised to start what we call baby care, because some mothers are very young, and if they stay home to take care of that young lady, that young boy or the young girl, she may not have time to go and look for food for the others. So the governor has come up with a solution to this problem, and we need to support the governor to ensure that our dream comes true. On the same issue of education, Madam Speaker, the school-going kids in most parts of the county, when they wake up in the morning, instead of preparing to go to school, they take a jerrycan of water and rush to the nearby river or water source. So they spend a lot of time going for that noble product or water. The governor in her speech said that she's going to ensure that we have sources of water near the schools and near, almost in every village, so that the school-going kids can concentrate on education alone. We don't want to make our kids to be doing the work of donkey. Madam Speaker, the issue of the 3 pillars about food security, socio-economic empowerment, and infrastructure. Those are the pillars that the governor is working. And Madam Speaker, I'm requesting these honorable members here who are seated here. Honorable Governor was elected by the majority of Machakos voters. We were also elected. Those who came through parties were also elected because the party fronted your name to be in this house. I'm calling upon my colleagues, honorable members, let us assist the governor to ensure that all what is contained in this speech is actualized. And I'm very sure by so doing, if the governor is successful, it means also the assembly is also successful. So the success of a governor will be our success. The failure of the governor will be our failure. We all need to be re-elected again. Madam Speaker, the rank and file down in our wards need nothing else apart from development. The rank and file needs only development. They don't want to hear that so and so was opposing so and so. Madam Speaker, we all came through different avenues. Myself, I came through Maendeleo chapter. My brother here, Honorable Majority Leader, came through the wiper. And others came through other political parties. I'm calling upon my colleagues and honorable members. We now belong to one party known as Machakos County Assembly. Let us do the work which brought us to this house. Madam Speaker, if you bought a bus in my ward, in my town known as Matu, ending to Nairobi, once you reach Nairobi, you will alight from the bus, you let the bus go. Do what brought you to that particular town. Then, on going back, you will see whether you will catch the bus to take you home. Let us not concentrate on issues of political parties, forgetting what we were brought to this house to do. I'm not saying we abandon the political parties. Madam Speaker, I beg for your protection.
I think you need
I'm almost concluding.
restrict yourself to the discussion of the speech.
Thank you. Well guided, Madam Speaker. In fact, I just wanted to say, let us all, and I'm repeating again, let us all support the agenda of the governor. And if we support the agenda of the governor, the electorate will be the beneficiary, and us as elected members, or members of this Lancaster House, will also be beneficiaries. Madam Speaker, one thing that I add is about the Mama Bogas and the Juakali. The governor said she's going to excuse them to do their business without paying anything. And I want to agree with the governor, because these are people.
Okay. Can I have the information?
The members already talked over 5 minutes, and I think the standing orders are clear. Other members would like to contribute. Please.
Thank you.
One more minute,
No,
Madam.
just conclude.
Yes.
Conclude.
Madam Speaker, from the practice of other houses, ranking members are given more time than the new ones. And I believe I'm a ranking member of this house. So kindly, let's be patient. I'm concluding.
I'm giving you like half a minute.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Please.
we agree that these people, the Mamabogas, be excused. And I'm requesting, because the governor said that she's going to work with the CHVs. These are recommendations I'm making to the governor. CHVs means Community Health Volunteers. Madam Speaker, these volunteers have volunteered for a very long time without getting any pay. I'm requesting the Honorable Governor to consider putting them on a payroll. Even if they will be earning 2,000 per month, I'm at 3,000 per month, at least they will have something to feed their kids. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Had identified you before, Honorable Douglas. Proceed. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my eye. I wish first to thank the great people of Masi for electing me to represent them in this honorable house. Also, I wish to thank my party, which is Mandeleo Chap Chap, also for nominating me and guiding me all through until I got this great position. On the governor's speech, I wish to commend our able governor, and the honorable members have noted that we have one of the best governors around this region. Our governor, if you have noted, you honorable members all, I can term her as a workaholic. She is hands-on in whatever thing that she's doing. That is exactly we as a county government of Machakos, we are missing. Our governor, at any given time, she is very much well briefed on what is happening on the ground. And most of the time, if you honorable members have noted, governor is like almost everywhere during the normal days. During our address to this honorable house, the governor mentioned the three aspects or the three development pillars which majorly affect our people. And to note, Madam Speaker, I would commend the governor on the Barabara Mashinani initiative. We as elected members are very proud of that initiative. Majority of members sitting in this house have already received graders in their respective wards. Something which has not happened before. And even from experience and comparing this honorable house with the previous house, I could see honorable members running around and soliciting for funds from our dear constituents so as to fuel their graders and do roads, which is the raw responsibility of the county government. But for your information, Madam Speaker, I was even surprised to see a fuel on ground, tanker on the ground to refuel our graders, which is a very great initiative from our governor. It's my prayer and my wish our governor continues with the same initiative all through. Second note from the governor's speech, Madam Speaker, is the issue about education. Just as she noted about the Wavinya baby care program within our wards, I commend that initiative. And I promise to support my governor to attain it or to achieve it. When you go back to our rural homes, Madam Speaker, you will find that majority of our middle-aged ladies are held back at home at the time of baby feeding. If a woman or a lady has a child who has not yet joined school, these women cannot do anything. Most of the time, they stay at their home looking for their babies. But from the governor's speech, when she talked of the Wavinya care program, these ladies will have the autonomy. They will have the time to move out and look for something to do, an income-generating activity, so that we can improve our economy back at home. Secondly, on the same matter, Madam Speaker, with the same Wavinya baby care program, we know that our county, and not only our county, but our nation, is majorly faced with unemployment. Huge numbers of our people and also youths are not employed. We know this Wavinya care program will create jobs for our members, for our people back at home. This Wavinya care program will employ ladies and men who, at the end of the day, will emerge as breadwinners to their respective families. Then the other issue, Madam Speaker, that our able governor raised was the issue of bursaries. If we compare this house with the previous house, not that I was sitting in this house, but also from experience, we also learned from them. An honorable member could merely be allocated 800,000 for bursaries. But our governor told us that every honorable member representing a ward will be given 5 million per financial year's bursary. What can we say, our honorable members? Nothing other than to thank our governor. Getting 5 million for bursaries means that we'll not see the normal 2,000 or 1,000, which previous members used to allocate to our students back to school. Giving a student with a fees balance of over 30,000, then I'm an honorable member, I'm giving that kid a bursary of 2,000. That's just a grain of sand in an ocean. But with 5 million, I'm confident that I can even sponsor a kid fully for a whole year or for a full 4-year course to study from Form 1 all the way to Form 4. Even to us elected members, having bursary alone, that gives a very major boost for our re-election come 2027. Most of these people look at MCAs as a source of income. we are fathers and mothers to the people we represent. And given that autonomous budget on bursaries, we are really sure that we are going to give our people the best. Then lastly, and not the least, Madam Speaker, I commend the governor on our socio-economic empowerment and our vision to support our great people through the Wekwatio Fund. Bearing the high number of unemployment within our areas, through this Wekwatio Fund, our women and our men, our youths, will be in a position to start income-generating projects. And through these projects, our people will be in a position to earn a living. I salute our governor for the great speech that she made through this honorable house. And my last one, I call upon Her Excellency to move with speed and constitute the executive, so that immediately as we go for our recess, we be assured that we are going to get back to our wards and work immediately, get working immediately. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Let's balance the agenda. Call upon Mheshimiwa. Sorry, I may not can't see you clearly, but Mheshimiwa Irene. Sorry for that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support the achievable and smart vision shared to us by our Excellency Governor. As leaders, fellow honorable members, it is our primary agenda to translate the shared vision into reality, not to only promote economic prosperity for our people, but also the social impact development. I strongly believe we can only achieve all our individual.
Madam Speaker, I'm raising on order number 76, which forbids a member from reading. As you can see, Honorable Irene, her eyes are fixed on that paper she's having, and she is reading. She's not just reading extracts.
She's guided.
Thank you, Mr.
She's
Speaker.
guided. She's guided. Honorable, restrict yourself to referring only.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
Yeah. So talk of chakula mezani, pesa mfukoni, barabara mashinani, Wekwatio Fund, and Wafinya Baby Care. These are all plans to uplift our people. And it's only fit and right if we support our governor to uplift the life of Machakos people. I support governor's speech, and I urge the honorable members in this house to work together with our governor for the betterment of people of Machakos County. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Mwoki, then he come to Mheshimiwa for the Kalama ward after that. Sorry, coming
Madam
to you.
Madam Speaker, this is Mwoki wa Musila, representing the great people of Ndidine ward. Ndidine ward is in the diaspora of Machakos. I wanted to go straight maybe to talk about just a few items, and mostly I wanted to deal with the issues that are touching on roads. I commend the speech by Her High Excellency, and when she touched on roads, the improvement of roads, which do not exist in that particular area. And I say, sure to our words, last week I got a grader that did very good words up to Monday. Then it went to the other area. I am saying this because, yes, I know when she says something, she means it. And I wanted to walk back and ask myself, yes, I need roads, but then where do we get the funding to do the roads? I'm looking at trade and revenue, because that is one source of funding that she will need to do very well, so that she can get funding to do the very roads, and the very hospitals or any other item that she has promised. And to talk about the revenue and the trade, I wanted to talk about the collection the sales collection points in that area called Ndidhini. I may say we have a lot of sand there that is scooped, and if we only do well in the collection of the revenue, maybe the revenue we are going to get from there will be enough to do the roads in Machakos. I always say, if you gave me 30% of what we are collecting there, I would tarmac Ndidhini roads completely. Health. I do know from the first parliament of this house, of Machakos, they started health centers all over, almost in every other ward. I am saying she addressed very well the case of health. But then there are hospitals that were started. A case in point is Ndidhini Health Center and Kadukene in Modesia that were done, were started, but they were not completed. So I would want to urge our governor to look at that. As much as we are taking the medical supplies to the centers, we do not take them to centers that are under trees. Tafadhali, our able governor, can we look at that? We finish up those centers so that the centers can be used well to the maximum or to the benefit of the local people. On water, I would say, yes, she addressed it very well, very good speech, and good intentions to supply water to the whole of Machakos. Where I come from, Ndidhini division, we've got plenty of water. And I accompanied her last Friday when she visited the Masinga division. And I commend her for what she said, that the source of water being Masinga, before it gets to Kitui, the Masinga people should benefit. I am saying that so that at least we encourage her and support her as much as we can, the local leaders there, that that initiative can be realized. We've got a lot of sources of water elsewhere. If we can put the executive now in office so that we can put all our effort through them, this area could be well watered for the benefit of everybody. The health again, the leader of the minority talked about the volunteers. I totally support the initiative of paying them, even if it's a stipend of 5,000 shillings a month, because these are volunteers who have given themselves 150 families to support, to visit. And they are not recognized financially. I totally support when they are given a little amount to appreciate their work. Madam Speaker, I would say that the speech by Her Excellency, the Honorable Governor, I would say it was good intentions. All what she needs is our support and support of everybody. And by the close of 5 years, I know Machakos will not be the Machakos of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. We shall be continuing with this debate in the afternoon. So I just want to ask only 2 members to contribute, then we close. And members, again, restrict yourself to the maximum of 5 minutes. Don't go beyond there. 2 minutes, sorry, 2 minutes. Mheshimiwa Ngunga, you've spoken. Wait, I give somebody else an opportunity. Honorable Kalama.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. My name is Boniface Maeke from Kalama. Kalama is where I come from. So I'm Mheshimiwa Maeke Boniface. I start by saying that what Her Excellency the Governor brought to the House, and if I may say to the ears of Machakos County people, was a simple and to the point approach on issues. And I believe we've seen what she has done in those few days through the rapid Project Hope program, through the roads, the medicine, and everything which is coming to our wards. And I want to really thank her, because she's touching and she's summarizing a manifesto to the things that have been disturbing the people. If we are to summarize the problems of Machakos County, we'll say it's water, bad roads, health issues. And if I may speak and look into the speech, you'll find water is one of the issues that has been there. And I believe through the program that is there and which has started, for example, the desiltation of dams, construction of new dams, and I am one of the beneficiaries, because in a few weeks' time we shall be lodging one of the dams in our ward. And I must say that the issue of water, through the help of this House, can be looked at in a broader way, if at all we are to achieve whatever is put here. And I'll say, for example, I was looking at some of the policies we have towards water. Because if we are to help Her Excellency the Governor to achieve everything that is there to ensure that every house has good water, good supply, and everything that is put here, we have to help her. One is by passing the budgets, and we know how that is possible. And I would say that the issue of distillation, the siltation of these dams is because of the way sometimes these dams are constructed. You'll find out a dam has been well done, but they are no smaller silt dams. So we can also look into how these dams, so that we don't repeat these things year after year. Another thing is about roads. The program that we are having is very good. Today, as I speak now, a tractor has broken record, because since 2008, one of the roads from Kimutua, Makakoi, Kaadhi has never seen a grader. It has never seen a grader, but today, as I speak, a grader is there. The village is joyous and everybody is celebrating. And thank you very much, Her Excellency, for that. However, we understand that these roads, some of these roads need special attention. For example, you will find that same road, you do grading, by December it rains, it becomes a problem again. And I believe the governor wants to leave a legacy that by the end of the 5 years, we'll come and say this is what the governor did. And also this is what Honorable Boniface did through the governor. My prayer is we look it holistically, and through the help of those who will be in those committees, we give the right advice and we come with sustainable things in that. Otherwise, in summary, if I may say, the women empowerment kitty is making women not to sleep. They are asking, when is it coming? So we are opening hands and we are waiting, when is it coming? Thank you very much on interest of time.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Honorable Anastasia.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My name is Anastasia, Wiper Party Special Elect. I came to this house through Gender Top-Up, and the governor's speech touched me so much on the gender and social welfare. She touched on the Wikwatio Fund, and our women in Machakos County, they love so much table banking, and she factored the table banking on having 1 million in every ward. This can be too little and it can be a lot for them if the table banking can be a revolving fund and if our women can be monitored so well. This table banking project can do so well across the county and across the 40 wards. She also factored the PWDs. The PWDs in Machakos County, she's talked of wheelchairs, she talked of the walking sticks, and so many things. The PWDs in Machakos County, as the governor stated, we have a very big number in Machakos County. For example, Masinga sub-county, I had an opportunity to walk to Masinga, and the PWDs in Masinga, it's a very big number. So if the research can be done so well, it can really help the PWDs. She also factored the GBV, the gender-based violence, which touched my heart so much. Machakos County, our women are facing the GBV so much, and she said she will do a lot of sensitization. If this can act with a lot of speed, it can really help our women so much. She also factored on participation of the GBV, the PWD's day. That can be fun to us. It can work very well and it can help our PWDs. So thank you so much, Madam Speaker. This issue of gender-based violence, the governor stated so well. I thank Her Excellency, and we have the audacity of working for our women. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. We'll have this debate again in the afternoon. So for members who have not contributed, kindly I ask you to contribute in the afternoon. Kindly. At this point, I would like to adjourn the House to 2:30 p.m. today.